So, have you ever seen one of those theories online and thought, what if? What if there's a hidden script behind all the headlines? You know, a story where war isn't just about politics, it's about making money, like a lot of money. Well, today, we're jumping right into one of those stories. It starts with a wild theory about a war for oil, but trust me, where it ends up is somewhere you'd never, ever guess. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so here's the claim that was just blowing up online. The story goes something like this. A superpower, let's say the US, starts a conflict. They use their big stash of emergency oil to mess with global prices and boom, they're making billions. And at the same time, they're kneecapping their main economic rival, China. The theory even says that after every missile hits, you've got data nerds at places like Palantir crunching the numbers, figuring out the perfect time to sell. It's like the bombs are just for show. The real war is all about the money.
I mean, come on, it sounds like a movie script, right? And on the surface, it all kind of makes sense. But what happens when you start to actually pull on those threads? Does the whole thing just fall apart? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. All right, so to figure this out, we've got to go right to the heart of the theory. The big claim is that the United States can just decide what the price of oil is, all by itself, and make a killing. So, you know what? Let's actually look at the numbers and see if that holds up.
Okay, so the whole theory really hangs on this one idea, the U.S. Strategic Petroleum Reserve, the SPR. It sounds impressive, right? But check this out. If the U.S. used its entire reserve to supply the whole world, it would be empty in about 4 days. 4 days! That's it! It's a rainy day fund, an emergency buffer. It is not some all-powerful weapon to control the market forever. And yeah, sure, selling it all at once might net them, what, 20 billion bucks? That sounds like a lot, but it's pocket change when you're talking about the trillions it costs to wage a war. The truth is, the price of oil is, well, it's a total mess. It's not one country pulling the strings. It's more like a chaotic dance with a whole bunch of partners. You've got OPEC deciding how much to pump, you've got Russia and its massive exports, you've got global demand going up and down based on what China's economy is doing, and then you throw in a bunch of Wall Street speculators just to make it extra crazy. Yeah, no one person is in charge of this.
And this right here shows you who really wins when prices go through the roof. It all comes down to one thing. How much does it cost you to get the oil out of the ground? For Saudi Arabia, it can be as cheap as $3 a barrel. 3. For Russia, it's more like $30 to $40. But for the US and its shale oil, we're talking 40, maybe even $60. So think about it. When the price suddenly jumps to $120 a barrel, who's making the most insane profit? It's definitely not the guys with the highest costs.
And that leads us to the real winner when things get messy in the Middle East. High gas prices, they stink for us, they cause inflation, but for the Russian government, it's like hitting the jackpot. Every bit of chaos over there means more cash flowing into Moscow's bank accounts. So, the viral theory wasn't totally wrong. Somebody is profiting from this stuff. They just had the wrong guy.
Okay, so the whole war for oil theory, it's pretty much busted. But here's where things get really interesting. While we were digging into all that, we found something else, a completely different plan, a secret script that's been in the works for years, and its goal is so much bigger than just messing with oil prices.
What if the real prize isn't oil at all? What if the most valuable thing on the planet is us, human potential? And what if the end game isn't just about making a profit, but about creating a whole new economy, one that could actually get rid of income tax altogether?
This whole crazy idea is built on something called LM theory, and it's basically a way of looking at a country's DNA. So you have a country like Japan. The theory calls it ML. That means money, or the system, always comes first. Then you have a place like Vietnam, which it calls LM. Love, or the human connection, is the priority. Here's a simple way to think about it. An ML culture, they'll build you the most perfect, efficient car factory imaginable. An LM culture, they'll build you a community of customers who are loyal for life. So the big question the theory asks is, what happens when you smash those two things together?
And get this isn't just some abstract idea. There's a real plan, a roadmap. And the timeline is just wild. It kicks off in 2026 with a $1 billion pilot project in Vietnam. Just 4 years later, by 2030, the goal is to have a super-skilled workforce of 1 million people. By 2040, they want to use that workforce to double the savings of every single person in Japan. And the final step, by 2050, this is the craziest part. The goal is to make so much money inside this new private system that it could literally pay everyone back for their income taxes. Think about that. A tax-free country.
I know it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but the way they plan to do it is actually pretty brilliant, and it all starts with a piece of AI software that's basically a Trojan horse.
Yeah. In their own documents, they call it a sweet deception. Here's how it works. They offer businesses and people these really cool AI tools, stuff to help you manage your money or boost your sales. But the software? That's just the shiny packaging. The real product is the brand new financial system you're plugging into without even realizing it.
So how does the money actually move? Let's break it down. Say a company owes 20% in taxes. Normally, that cash goes to the government. But this plan gives them another option, a legal one. Instead of paying the tax, they can invest that same money into this AI ecosystem to help train people. Now here's the genius part. That money never leaves the private banking system. It just gets rerouted. And that makes the banks very, very happy. They become partners in the whole thing.
But this isn't really about shuffling money around. The real goal is to find talent. The system is basically a giant three-step filter for people. First, there's a cheap trial version. Anyone can try it. If you've got potential, you move up to beta. Here, you have to prove you can actually make real money using their AI tools. And only if you can do that do you get to the pro level. And that pro program is so good, a bank literally guarantees the results. So they're not selling software, are they? They're building an AI-powered machine to find and certify the best people. So what does it take to get that pro certification? What's the magic number? It's this, $1,000 a month after taxes. That's the bar. If you can clear that, you are officially high-quality labor. And the plan is to find 1 million people who can do it. That is the engine that's supposed to power this whole $450 billion dream.
A workforce of 1 million people, a country with no income tax? I mean, it all sounds massive, right? Almost impossible. But it all comes down to a single real-world test that's about to start in 2026. The idea is to build this new kind of economic bridge connecting Japan and Vietnam. But forget concrete and steel. This bridge is going to be built with people. 1,000 Vietnamese trainees, 1,000 Japanese mentors, and $1 billion to get it all started.
And they've already picked the spot, not trying in Vietnam. The plan is simple but powerful. Pair up 1,000 Japanese mentors with 1,000 Vietnamese trainees, 1-to-1. And they're targeting specific industries where this combo could be amazing. Things like wellness tourism and high-end elder care, perfect for Japan's aging population. And also building a marine economy, using Vietnam's coastline and Japan's high-tech food processing. The thinking is, if they can make this pilot project work, they can just copy and paste it 1,000 more times.
So there you have it. We started with a pretty straightforward online theory about oil and war, and we ended up with this absolutely mind-blowing plan to build a new economy from scratch. An economy built on people, not politics. A vision that's trying to use AI as a tool to rebuild things, not to break them. But the question, the really big one, is still out there. Is this some kind of genius blueprint for a better future? Or is it just a dream that's too big, too crazy to ever actually happen? Now that is the $450 billion question.